What if the Americans in this video made by Artoix were correct? The YouTuber Artoix is known for making videos showcasing the lack of intelligence of Americans, especially in geography and history. 7 months ago, he uploaded his third biggest video and biggest history video so far. In it, Americans were asked about their own history, and the results are disappointing at best. As for example, Germany and Poland worked together in World War II, and the Civil War being between JFK and the Nazis. But what if that didn't happen? What if these Americans were right about their history? In this timeline, the Kingdom of East Francia, or commonly known as the Kingdom of Germany, never becomes the Holy Roman Empire. This either happens with them never conquering Italy or Otto the Great never seeking that title. Furthermore, in this timeline, the kings of Germany managed to centralize authority. I did a video specifically about this topic 8 months ago with an even more annoying roboter voice. You'll find the link in the description. One way of doing this is with the title of King of Germany not being an elective position, but a hereditary one. Just like in our own timeline, Henry the Fowler becomes king followed by his son Otto I. However, after the death of Henry II, the Henrian dynasty would die out. Note that without Otto I becoming Holy Roman Emperor, his dynasty would be named after his father. Conrad II of the Salian dynasty would become king, as Otto I was his great-great-grandfather. The Salian dynasty would rule until the death of Henry V in 1125. His father Henry IV had a daughter named Agnes who had a son. He would be crowned as Conrad III of the Hohenstaufen dynasty, followed by his nephew Frederick I, or better known as Frederick Barbarossa. After Frederick II died in 1250, the line of Philip of Swabia, who was also a son of Frederick Barbarossa, became the dominant one. But he and his daughter were already dead, and so Henry III, Duke of Brabant, is crowned as Henry VII. He is followed by his son as John I, followed by the second and third. After John III had no son in 1355, the line moved back to his great-great-grandfather Henry II, Duke of Brabant, and from him to his other son Henry I, Landgrave of Hesse. Hermann II would be crowned as Hermann I, and from this point on the House of Hesse would be ruling over Germany. The current king would be Moritz II. Another change in the timeline is that the Spanish Armada defeats the English Navy, and England and Ireland are ruled under Philip II, like Castile, Aragon, Portugal, Naples, etc. Spain, however, doesn't control Milan and the Netherlands, as they are a part of the centralized Kingdom of Germany. And when the Teutonic Knights conquered Old Prussia, their lands were incorporated into the Kingdom of Germany. The Protestant Revolution may still happen, but here with the kingdom not federalized, something like the Treaty of Augsburg may not happen. Given that the House of Hesse converted to Protestantism, we could see the same still happening. South Germany would be forcefully converted, but I doubt that Italy and Arles/Burgundy would be converted, as they had a special status, and because the Alps limit the control of the King of Germany over these lands. With this change in Germany, something like the 30 Years' War would never happen, meaning that Spain and Germany aren't weakened and France isn't the dominant power in Europe. But here Spain and Germany aren't allies because they don't share the same royal family, namely the Habsburgs. In this timeline, England would never colonize the East Coast, and instead that area would be a German colony. The 13 colonies are Wilhelmsland, South Carolina, North Carolina, Volusia, Fredericksland, Delfinger, Pennsylvania, New Lubeck, New Hamburg, Connecticut, Rhodes, Insel, Massachusetts, and New Bremen. In Spain, following the death of Carlos II, the Bourbons still rule over Spain, but this time without a succession war. The 7 Years' War would still break out, and Germany defeats France in India, the Americas, and Europe. As France was losing, Spain too joined. By 1758, the war ends. French America is split along the Mississippi River, while Germany takes their Indian holdings. In Europe, Spain only got Aquitaine, which they claimed because of their English titles, while Germany got the rest. Spain and Germany agreed that if Spain gives up its claims on Maine, Anjou, Normandy, and Brittany, they'd get to lose, which they agreed. Meanwhile, in Eastern Europe, Austria can't take Western Hungary, as they don't exist here. The Ottomans control all of Hungary, but won't besiege Vienna, as it was just a city in Germany. The capital, Aachen, is too far away to take. For similar reasons, Germany doesn't invade the Ottomans. Here Poland doesn't join the Great Northern War as they can't take Livonia as it belongs to Germany. And thus after the Battle of Narva, Charles XII defeats Russia. Sweden annexes Norway, which includes the Faroe Islands, Iceland and Greenland from Denmark, Norway and Karelia and Kola from Russia. Sweden remains a great power in this timeline, while Russia is relatively weak. Moving back to America, it is possible that the colonies revolt against German rule because of taxes, but they are crushed. During the American Revolution, however, Spain declared war on Germany. It didn't go that well, and they lost Aquitaine and Toulouse to Germany. Spain was then in total collapse and its colonies, England, Ireland and Naples, gained independence. In 1789 the French Revolution broke out, and after vicious fighting the Kingdom of France gained independence in 1815. In the Americas, Germany extends its rule to the west and Mexico lost Louisiana and Texas. The Bordés agreed to be at the Rocky Mountains while Oregon is split along the Columbia River. But later in the Second German-Mexican War, Mexico lost Oregon, California, Sonora, Chihuahua and Coahuila. Germany then expands into the Pacific, like into Hawaii. In 1861 National Socialists rise up in the southern states, wanting to form the Großamerikanisches Reich, but the North under the Berliner Johannes Fitzgerald von Kennedy manages to put down the rebellion. In 1867 the Dominion America is formed with JFK being its first prime minister. The colonization of Africa would still happen, but Germany would own far more than an OTL while England owns far less. Without republicanism in Europe and the Americas, China wouldn't become one either. Instead, the Xinhai Revolution would see the emperor losing his powers to a legislative and a prime minister. In 1914 English forces landed in America, starting the First World War. Spain and France joined on the side of England. However, Germany was quick to take down France, and after besieging Paris they surrender. Spain then sues for peace. In 1915 Germany lands in England, ending the war. Wales becomes independent, while Scotland got Yorkshire. England is puppeted under Charles Edward as Charles III, while a German garrison controls Cornwall. France loses all lands west of the Seine River and its colonies in Africa and Indochina. Spain also lost its African colonies and the Philippines. Later, the king in West Paris was forced to sign a constitution making him powerless. France also experienced a communist uprising. They crushed it, but France was weakened. In 1939 the Second World War broke out. Germany and Poland fought against Sweden, Russia, Korea, which effectively replaces Japan, France and Spain. The war was long and brutal, especially in Vietnam against Germany. The war ended in 1952. In Europe the status quo returns, but in Asia, India, Indochina, Indonesia and the Philippines gain independence from Germany and Korea. In the following years the Kingdom of Germany would decline in strength, with its colonies in Africa gaining independence. In 1986 Korea launches the attack on Pearl Harbor and defeats Germany, showcasing the world how far they have fallen. In the Treaty of New Hamburg Korea took over America. But then the Americans revolted against Korean rule, and in 1995 Korea had to give America its independence. In this timeline Germany would be a great power from the medieval era up until the end of World War II. Korea would also have a brief period of strength, and the United States would be mostly German-speaking. If you liked the episode, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye.